Hello everybody, this is TaterHater540 and welcome back to Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. In the last episode, we gathered up the Incan statues from the Vittoria village and the Moon tribe, which we're actually going to need in order to do this dungeon here that I am so close to getting into, but will not go into just yet. Kara decided that she wanted to come along, even though we really do not want her to. At least I didn't, and Lily and Will certainly didn't. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy going. Alright. There was a tremendous wind on the cliff. That's probably what the old man meant by the breath of the spirits. This is the cliff with no wind. My heart beats fast. Alright. Now this first dungeon actually isn't too bad. It's going to be significantly more difficult than the first one that we did. Like, this is going to be throwing enemies at us left and right. I did do a practice run of this so that I know what I'm doing. As I'm saying that, I'm getting hit. How's everyone doing? This is actually going up here. I'm recording about 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm going to be leaving. For those of you who aren't on my Facebook page, my Julian's video game reviews, look it up on Facebook if you got time or if you want to. I'm actually going to be out of town for the weekend, going up to northern Illinois area to visit some family, so I won't be posting anything over the next few days. However, I do plan to have these 2 episodes loaded, the previous one to this, and maybe the first episode of my other Let's Play that I'm going to be doing is alongside this one, which is going to be very exciting for me, mostly, namely because it's a game that I've been wanting to do so bad. Now that I've kind of got a handle on what I'm doing, I feel a little more confident about it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it because it's a really pretty obscure game that I'm pretty sure I'm the only person I know that's ever heard of it, let alone played it. Let's see here, where are we at? Okay, so head around here. This dungeon is actually pretty straightforward. There's only a couple of points in here where you might get lost, but hopefully after watching me play, if you're playing along with me, which is definitely suggested, if you want to play this game, of course, within all legal boundaries, would recommend an emulator, which is what I'm playing it on. And if you want to play along with me. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise you. Not a whole lot to say right now. Oh my God, I'm getting hurt left and right. It's only when I'm playing live that I absolutely suck at this game. You guys make me suck at video games. Just watching me. It's one of those things where, like, you do really well only when nobody's watching. Okay, so we kill all the enemies, and really we just get a shortcut here back to the previous area. There's actually a lot of that goes on in this dungeon, that you're going to get ladders and things that will just go back to where you were. Come out here, you get this chest here. You found the diamond-shaped block, which is actually what we need to progress on to the next area. So, we double back through the shortcut and go back into this room that we were in a little bit ago. You see there's a little diamond-shaped hole in the ground, so we just come into our menu, equip the block, and oh my God, the whole place is coming apart. Oh, actually, this is making a bridge. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be able to walk over these spikes, quite obviously. Well, there's really not a whole lot to talk about here. If we come over here, I think it's this area here. I'm actually going to go ahead and kill all these enemies first. Whoa, jeez. Before we move on. Kill that guy. And once again, we get a ladder. But that just actually takes us up back to the very beginning, so there's really no point coming there. I think we can actually jump down here, so go down the ladder. There we go. Okay, so if we jump down here first, I think it's here. I'm not actually sure. This might be the actual way we need to go, but it's not a big a deal if it isn't. Is this where we need to go? I think it is. I swear I played this dungeon just a little bit ago. If it isn't the way that we needed to go, then all we're missing is an herb. And actually, we'll just go ahead and grab that while I'm thinking about it and while we're here anyway. So anyway, instead of jumping down, see, we got this break in the rocks. Instead of jumping down there, if we actually come back over here and jump down, go in this door. Oh wait, no, this is the way to the next area. Well, damn. Okay, well, oh well. All we're missing is an herb, but if you oh, Jesus. If you continue on that way that we first went, then you could actually grab an herb. But I don't think missing one herb will really hurt us that much in the end. It's not like you lose any game completion for not getting all the herbs. I guess you do if you're one of those like super people gets everything. Alright, now we come over here to this block. As you can plainly tell, we can't break it with our flute. I don't know why we'd be able to break it with a flute anyway, but guess what we can do? BLAM! Gone. Alright. Remember that Will is the only one who can do that. Well, Dark Freedom's the only form, or Dark Knight Freedom's the only other form that we have, but he actually can't do that. He will get psycho powers of his own, which are awesome. Okay. Oh god, I hate these things. These slimes. They melt into the floor and they'll try to come up underneath you. Alright. Now another one. Okay. Now these guys are actually can actually be pretty annoying too. Like I said, this dungeon just throws all kinds of crap at you. Especially compared to the first one while you're fighting with bats and skeletons. That takes you like 2 minutes to get through. Okay. Now we can't hit this statue yet, so you know what that means. We're going to have to go find a dark gate that'll allow us to turn into freedom, so we can hit that and move on to the next area. Killing slimes. Gathering red jewels. Actually, that is a dead end. Okay. Alright, we come out here, we got some more baddies to kill. Obviously, these worm guys are like bluish gray now. These guys are a little tougher. And the creepy thing is, when you see these little skeletons, if you get lost, talk to the skeletons. And they actually, oh Jesus, man. They actually give you hints for what you need to do. But you don't need that, because you have me. Okay. I think these things are called foreheads. Once again, we get a ladder that just goes back up to where we were. If you really take the shortcuts, this dungeon doubles back on itself a lot. Okay. Now this room is a little tricky. These golden statues, these guys come to life when you get too close to them. And they're actually probably the toughest enemy in this dungeon. But this is actually a puzzle room, so what we need to do is when we come up here, there's 4 gold tiles. We need to arrange ourselves so that we can have something standing on these tiles and you can move these guys with your psychic powers. So we'll go ahead and try to get them on there. Like I said, if you get too close to them, they come to life, so you can only really afford to lose one of them. Or to fight one of them, I should say, before you have to do this room over. And you can move them while they're off screen, so that's a good thing to know if you're trying to keep your distance. There. Oh, that's probably good. Let's move this guy. Oh, crap. We might actually be in trouble here. Nope, we got it. Cool. Alright. Now watch out for these gold tiles, because these, you step on it, drop a block in front of you. And if you're just running through there, then you're probably going to get a block on your head, and you don't want that. Like I said, this dungeon actually isn't that bad, but there is actually a boss here. But we step on this gold tile and we get a bridge. Same story here. You know, dodging all kinds of stuff. Boom, boom. Okay. Come back here. There's our dark gate that we needed. Okay. And we take this opportunity, we turn into freedom. There we go. And since it is a dark space with a Gaia, I think we're going to go ahead and save while we're here. Alright. we're good thus far. Okay, so I messed up a little bit after I just said a little bit ago that I felt like I was learning my way around this thing. I actually missed something here upcoming soon in the original recording, and when I went to go back to get it, I forgot to record. So I'm having to play a little bit back over here. But that's no big deal. Anyway, here we are. We are now Freedom. We're kicking ass in this dungeon now. And there will probably be some incongruencies with the previous recording. Like I said, I'm going to have to do some serious cutting in order for this to make any sort of sense. So, before, which I forgot to mention in the original recording, and the whole reason for this whole entire mess up, once you're freed in and you get this little staircase shortcut back, before you do that, you want to come through this door down here. We come out on this statue head here, on the edge of the cliff. The wind in the valley plays a melody the statue seems to be singing. Okay, and so here we actually learn our second melody, which is known as the wind melody. And personally, I find it pretty impressive that wind can play all these different notes just like this, which sounds strangely like the theme music for this dungeon here. We learn the melody of wind. Okay, and now that is actually essential in order to make it through the rest of this dungeon. And I can't believe that I missed it when I did a practice run of this dungeon. I can't believe I missed that. Then again, it's really easy to miss when you're in a hurry. But anyways, so we head on back out here now that we've got freedom. We can go back to that one room that we couldn't, with that head that we couldn't reach previously with just Will's flute. We head down the stairs, actually. We go downstairs, or ladder, whatever. We come back in here and go around town. Alright, so now that we can kill this guy, collect his jewel, and it opens up the ramp for us. And we come up here, and okay, here it comes. Ready? I think I just spit all over my computer when I did that, but that's okay. Okay. By the way, I hate these stupid slime monsters. They're everywhere in this dungeon, and oh my god, I hate them. They just appear under your feet all the time, every time. Everywhere. There's all over the place in this place. Nice little health boost there. But since there are a lot of rooms in this dungeon, you actually get a lot of stat boost if you kill all the enemies, which is amazing because you just come into this dungeon kind of weak and you leave it kind of awesome. Alright, then we got these guardians. These guardians, they get close to them and they turn into these guys. They actually got quite a bit of health, so they're probably the most dangerous enemy in this game or in this dungeon, aside from the boss himself, obviously. We actually two types of them. There's green guys that just try to stab you or throw their spear at you. We got some other ones that I'll show you in a bit that are a little bit more dangerous. 5 HP, alright. Don't really need it, but alright. Alright, so we want to come down here and kill this guy first so that it opens up the ramp for us. I love all the ramping in this game. It's so much fun. Ramping over water. How he can run that fast and stay balanced is beyond me, but that's okay because he's freed and he doesn't need balance. Oh, God, I hate these things so much. Alright. Right, I don't know if it's, going to come out in the recording or not, but I love Freedom. He's such a badass. Alright. Actually, we want to... No, there's left go to a dead end. Goes to a dead end, I thought so. Okay. Alright, here's what we do. Come around here. There's one of the... Okay, guys. This is clearly my punishment for having said earlier in this episode that I felt like I had a handle on this stuff. I've had to do some serious editing here. Because I lost half of my original recording. I had to cut it most because I forgot to grab that wind melody. and somehow in doing so lost half of the commentary that I did, actually from this point on. And so I'm having to actually post commentary on this, which I don't like to do and would have preferred not to do, especially since now you guys are missing the actual game video or the game music that's going on. And I don't like to do that, but honestly, this is all I could salvage. I'm actually, like I said, doing post commentary right now. It's gonna be difficult for me because I prefer not to do it. What I'm doing here actually is these particular guardian statues, you actually have to hit that switch there in order to activate them instead of by doing it by proximity. So what I'm doing is I'm gathering them close together. So when I hit the switch, all I have to do is just get them all in the line, and I can knock them out at the same time. I really, I really hate that I'm having to do this because, like I said, I'm just cheating you guys, and well, I'm tired. I guess this is what happened. It's difficult to explain. Look at me, I'm chasing the fire. I actually am racing it there, but then it beats me. Um, Not a whole lot else to say, I guess, about what's going on in the episode. Um, I really hope that this turns out okay and that you guys will still accept me for it because I majorly screwed this up all sorts of ways. I'm having to cut and paste. Like, see, what's so funny is that the other episode I did, the half episode, that one I did no problems. Sat down, recorded my commentary, while played the game, and then spliced it together, no problem, no big deal. But this one has given me all sorts of trouble, and it sucks because it's the first real dungeon of the game. You see the first boss of the game here, which, oh, by the way, the boss music is awesome. I'm really, I'm really saddened that all this has to get cut out. My only other choice would be, since I saved right there, the dark portal where you get freed, which is a good thing because that's exactly where I needed to be, where I needed to pick back up. And I didn't save in the other dark portal, which probably saved me because if I had, then I would have been totally screwed. I would have had to almost start the game over back at the very beginning and play through it to get back to where I was. And I'd have to play through it like exactly the same way in order for things to make sense. All right, so what I'm talking about here is that ramp there. Um, if you come around first, once you get towards the middle here, so you watch, there's slimes right there, so it's a ramp. And if you would have gone down that, then those slimes would have you would have ran into them. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and make the sound effect here anyway. See, uh, 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 uh. Yeah, I just love making that noise so much. It's so appropriate. Um, so anyway, I'm facing my difficulties with this. I am suffering my punishment for getting a little ahead of myself, I suppose. But it should only have to be for the last few minutes of the video. Hopefully not that bad. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I realized that I wasn't actually supposed to go in that room yet, and you're about to find out why. We head up to this area up here. Truthfully, I prefer to do the live commentary because I feel like it's a more personal connection, you know, because what I'm doing right now is like I already know what's gonna happen. It's hard for me to like fake a like surprised expression when something takes me out when I wasn't expecting it. Um, I feel like it feels more like you guys are sitting there playing the game with me rather than me just talking about it. Got a strength bonus there. And here in that chest is actually the only red jewel in the Incan ruins in this dungeon. And that whole section right there, if I'd actually gone down played that one path that I was supposed to at the beginning, that chest leads to an herb. But I actually failed to mention that when I first recorded that part. Alright, so we come here, we actually turn back into Will, because we need to be Will in order to get through this next section. We're actually pretty much almost done with this dungeon at this point. Um, I don't know what I'm talking about here, honestly. Probably something totally stupid. Alright, so I did go ahead and save here. Okay. Um, Jeez, I'm still pretty mad at myself about this. Like, it's terrible. This is awful. It's good. It's a good thing that the episode before this was such good quality because otherwise, I think people would probably just unsubscribe me or something. All right, so in this room, you come down and there's a ton of gold tiles, and what you actually need to do, you don't have to, is what I'm saying right now, is that you don't have to, but you can play the wind melody, and it'll light up the tile that you need um, in order to open the door to progress to the next area. Okay, so while we're waiting for me to play the wind melody, like I said, you don't have to play it if you already know which tile it is that you need to stand on. Then you don't have to play the melody. But if you don't know, then you play the melody like I am now, and it makes the block that you need glow. And what you do is you go stand on it for about 8 seconds or so. This part actually confused the hell out of me when I was a kid because I had no idea what I was doing because I stepped on the tile and nothing happened, so you have to stand on it for a while. I'm like, what the hell? Why isn't this opening? But I just didn't realize that you had to stand on it. You had to continue to stand on it. Alright, so what we do here is we go down this ladder, and those Incan statues that we picked up in the previous episode before we even came here, this is what we do with them. You go highlight Incan statue A, and you put it right there on the mantle. And then you're going to do the same thing with statue B here in a second over here on the other side. Okay, so I put there. Alright. And you hear all this crazy wind noise going on right now because you just unlocked the secret of the Incans, which once again really I guess wasn't that hard to do. This stuff was just kind of sitting around. Alright, what you want to do is you actually want to head back into that dark portal and turn into Frieden. Turn back into Frieden before you move on to the next area because it's about to get pretty tough. Did I save here? Yeah, I think I did. Alright, yeah, I saved there as well. That's fantastic. Uh, God, I'm so tired. I'm leaving here in leaving out of the state here in like 2 hours. I haven't slept yet. My idea was that I would stay up all night and do a recording and then sleep most of the way there because it's like a 10-hour drive. Alright, now what I'm explaining here is that if you head up there, all that is just takes you back to where you just came from, where the dark portal is. Okay, and in this room we see, oh crap, what is this? What is this? This is the first boss of the game. Welcome to, I think his name is Katroth? I don't remember. I know I looked it up. But basically what you do is you hit his hands. When he opens his palms up, you hit his hands and they go down. And then what you're waiting for is his eyes to start glowing. And then you just start wailing on him. Just start whacking him with Frieden's sword. And this is why really you want Frieden to do this. Because he hits for twice as much on this boss as Will does. Alright, and he's actually got some pretty nasty attacks there, as you can see. He's overall not that difficult, but if you can't multitask very well, then he might actually prove be some of a challenge, especially that crystal fireball thing that he shoots out that just bounces around the room. That thing's actually pretty difficult to dodge, along with the fire that moves on the floor anyway. See, I actually killed him a lot faster in the second recording than I did my practice run. I knocked him out in half the time, honestly. Alright, so we're done with the dungeon. Will turns back into his original shape. And once you go through the door that opens up after the boss there comes around, and there's a hole. What's in the hole? We're going to have to find out in the next episode what is in the hole. Thanks for putting up with this, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Seriously, though, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.